I've been reflecting a lot on just the concept of suffering and the trials of life, to not waste them, to not neglect them, to not forsake them. There was an art that I think people are losing in our current generation. The art of grinding, grinding for experience, grinding for growth. And the best way that I can really explain my thoughts is through video games, because that is, in my opinion, one of the greatest art forms of our current era. One in particular is the game Valhalla Knights, which is just an absolute brutal game. You grind for days and days and days to get incremental progress, and you have to be strategic with who you bring in your party and who you bring along to each mission. It's kind of a parallel to the real world, actually. You have these hardships in life, and you need to be strategic in who you bring into your inner circle, right? Who do you endure hardships with is very critical to whether or not you can endure or survive said hardship. And I've just been reflecting a lot on what it means to really embrace and steward, actually, our hardships and our trials. And I want to encourage my audience today in a very raw form that I want to encourage you to really just embrace the hardships of life. I think everyone wants to get to the point of life where things feel easy. Things feel like they're locked in, they're gliding, they're moving, they're shaking, everything's going well. But how do you get to that point, right? And once you get to that point, is that just a facade that people put on? Because I'll tell you what, where I'm sitting right now in my life, the season of life, I've got a great job, got an amazing family. 10 years ago, I would have said, hey, that future version of myself, he made it. But now that I'm here, I've got the next 10 years ahead of me, and I have so many things to work on. You're never going to get there. And when you do get there, there's always going to be a new there. And I think I've just seen my own colleagues, my own peers, just settle for less. When hardships come, we throw in the towel as if the hardship is supposed to be easy. But that's how you get stronger, right? In video games, you're supposed to do the hard quest, right? If you just keep grinding on the level 1, blobs in your dungeons, you're going to be able to defeat them with ease. But what happens when a level 2 monster comes out of nowhere and attacks you? You're not going to be able to handle it, right? And then you get discouraged, and then you stay where the level 1 monsters are. And that is not it, guys. That's not it. You have to embrace, you have to lean into fear. And I'll tell you what, there's been a lot of moments in my life where I've wanted to quit, where I've wanted to let the victim mentality take me out. I've surrendered to it, but I'm done. I'm tired. I'm tired of losing to myself. I know that I'm better. I know that I can dig deeper. I know that I can find more in myself, and I want to stoke that flame in you. As I've been playing this Valhalla Knights game, it has just reminded me of how addicted I am to dopamine that comes through doom scrolling, that comes through social media, that comes through just mindless consumption of media. And that's just not a practice I want to lean into. And the reason why that is coming to the surface is because the game Valhalla Knights, it's slow, man. It feels like an MMO with no other players online. You get one quest, you run into a dungeon that feels critically unfair, you're outnumbered, your healers are struggling to keep you alive, and you grind for hours for just minimal XP, right? And I've learned that, cause I play this game once a year, I've learned that as I've journeyed through this game, that it's actually my own real life personal journey that is developing as I play this game time and time again. When I first played it back when I was in 9th grade, actually, I thought this game was just insane. I was like, how do people beat this game, right? And I spent probably a year, months and months and months and months trying to grind and grow my party. I restarted the game so many times because setting up your initial party is critical. But that's life, right? That's life. And now as an adult, now that I've, got a classic PSP again, I've been playing this game all over again, I'm just realizing that that is like the perfect symbol of life, right? You've got to build a good foundation, and you have to be willing to endure. And you know what? This is probably my third playthrough of this game in my adulthood, and each time, right, I experience something new within myself. Yes, my parties get better every time I play through the game. My strategies get better. I'm able to min-max more appropriately, but the real growth is my own personhood, right? Because as you're grinding these long dungeons, the temptation is to pick up your phone and fill the empty space. But that's the thing, guys. Don't fill the empty space. Embrace the boring journey from getting the quest to accomplishing it. But what happens in between getting a quest and accomplishing it? That is where the character growth is. Yes, you get XP when you clear a quest, but the character growth happens when you are able to endure the journey, right? There's going to be moments where it's chaotic, exciting, fun, but it's when it's mundane, when you don't see crazy, monumental progress. That's when people quit, because it's like, it's boring. The game is it's not for me. And actually, when I go online, I always see people trash talking this game, right? But I think the game is trying to teach the player something, right? It's about the journey. It's about learning to embrace what feels mundane, embracing incremental XP. Because that's real life, right? How many times have I come to the gym, specifically on freaking leg day? I hate leg day. It is one of the worst days of the week for me. Mike Tyson says, do what you hate as if you love it. And I've been really trying to live by that. Do what you hate as if you love it. I hate leg days, so I do them twice a week. I'm doing push, pull, legs on repeat. So I'm hitting every muscle group twice. Every Wednesday and every Saturday, I'm doing leg days. And you know what? It sucks. But if I were expecting my legs to look like absolute tree trunks at the end of my first session or my first 2 sessions, I'm going to get discouraged. I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit because I'm expecting blown out results immediately. Same thing with losing weight. It's expected if you're going to cut weight, 0.5 pound, if you're lucky, 2 pounds a week. Sometimes it's plateaued. You're just not gaining. Like, that is the real world XP. That's the real world grind. And I want to encourage you, if you're watching this, to embrace that, right? Journey with a game that doesn't reward you every 30 seconds. Like, you as a person will grow, and the reward is just so much higher, right? Because in the game, in Valhalla Knights, there's a part of the game where you can unlock a very special class. It's the ninja class. It's super hard to get. It's a rare drop. I can't remember the exact percentage, but it's ultra rare. I've only ever gotten it twice. Over the last 15 years, I've only ever gotten it twice. And I would spend hours in this ninja town grinding against enemies that could literally one-shot you. And I remember the first time I got it, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. And it was so rewarding to finally get that. I spent probably weeks grinding to get that class drop, and I got it. But that's the same thing with the real world. Maybe it's you're after a new job, maybe you're trying to cut weight, maybe you're trying to gain muscle. You know, it's choosing to eat less day after day after day after day, just to see the scale move down like 0.3 pounds. Like, that's the suffering that we have to lock into, guys. And really, I can't think of a better example of of this message than really trying to tell it through gaming, because that is the core of gaming. It's grinding for XP. And nowadays, most games, it's just constant dopamine hits. You're getting the reward sooner, faster, easier. And that's why I like games like Dark Souls and Valhalla Knights. Like, it requires you to suffer. And it's really about the journey that you go on as a person. So guys, just want to encourage you, like, lock in, find a goal, click into it, like, chase the thing that you hate, but know that once you get there, you're going to love it. Like, what is that thing for you? Maybe it's losing weight. Maybe it's, hitting the gym. Maybe it's getting that special drop in that cool video game. Maybe it's repairing that relationship with someone in your family. Like, lock in, lock the frick in, and chase that thing, man.